The future for millions of Americans with student debt hangs in the balance this morning. The Supreme Court is set to hear oral arguments on the Biden administration's ambitious debt forgiveness program. Here with more is our own Alexis Keenan. Alexis, what do we know so far?
Okay, so the court is going to start hearing arguments in two different cases at 10 o'clock, so just in a few minutes here. And these parties that are arguing, one of the parties is 6 Republican-led states, attorneys general from 6 different Republican states, and also 2 borrowers. What they say is that the Biden student debt relief plan is illegal. They're for different reasons, but let's first talk about just the eligibility real quickly. Now, the plan, it had been offered by the White House last year. It's on hold pending the outcome of these cases. They offered $20,000 in debt cancellation for Pell Grant recipients. These are federal loans distributed by the government, backed by the government. Also, up to $10,000 in debt relief for other federal student loans. Now, there are 43 million eligible borrowers eligible for some level of relief under this plan, some level of forgiveness. Now, to qualify, the modified adjusted gross income has to be under $125,000 for single filers, or under $250,000 per household if you're filing as head of household or as a married couple. Now, these parties who say the plan is illegal, the 6 states and the student borrowers, they're going to first have to get over one hurdle, and that is standing. Can they even bring this suit into the federal court? That's one thing the court's going to decide before it ever even gets possibly to the merits. The states say that they'll be injured if they're not able to carry out the student loans because some of them are invested in student loan plans, and some states have robust companies that are servicers of these student loans, and they don't want to miss out on the interest that would otherwise be paid on those loans. Now, regardless of how the court rules, though, student borrowers are going to have to prepare for repayment because there is a designation in the administration's plans here that after 60 days of resolution of this litigation, go into repayment. Or if there is a resolution, 60 days after that. So worst case scenario, at the end of August. So think August 30th is when these borrowers would have to start repaying. Quickly, I also want to mention the context of who we're talking about and how much money we're talking about. So how do you evaluate if you're for or against this idea? 1 in 5 Americans hold student loans, and that's a total of $1.76 trillion in student loans. 92% of them are federally backed loans. So the estimated cost to U.S. taxpayers, according to the CBO, is $400 billion over 10 years. That's on top of the estimated $200 billion that has already been foregone by the Treasury for the pause in student loan debt that has been during both the Trump administration as well as the Biden administration.
I just know I'm somewhere in there. I'm trying to get out of it right now, Alexis.
Right, you and me.